Hello friends, it's Christine from Christine's Stamping Spot. Thanks for joining me for our first Mystery Monday video of June. Wow, my goodness, half the year is almost over. And let's hope summer will be here. So today we're going to take a look at the Citrus Blooms and Mediterranean Blooms Suite. If you're looking for it, it is here in the new catalog on page 34 and 35. I hope you can see that. So some beautiful samples here. And the suite consists of a stamp set, some dies, some gems, and this beautiful designer series paper. So I'm going to show you sort of a fun fold card that I saw from Mary Knaabe, who's a demonstrator in Ohio. I just love Mary's work. And it's going to be a really, you're going to think, oh my gosh, this is so hard, but it's really simple, especially since the designer series paper is going to be kind of the star of the show and does most of the work. So this is the stamp set. So you have some fruit images here and some other little accents and a couple of cute little greetings there. And then these are the dies. So you get two dies. So some of these, especially this large one, will actually cut out some images from the designer series paper. And then you've got this one, which is actually three pieces. So you have this larger outer sort of large label, and then you have, these are kind of stuck here, this sort of grove piece, and then a smaller one. So really, really nice dies that I think you can do a lot with. So I will show you our project for today, and it is this one. And when I said fun fold, it's kind of like this. This pops up and this pops open, and then you can write your greeting in here. So I've stuck pretty close to what Mary did. So let's take a look, and we might just switch up our sample a teeny bit. So these are the oranges, and we also have some lemons. So before I start this, I want to quickly show you that designer series paper, because it's really bright and colorful and beautiful. So this is the one side, lots of fruits on here. And you get 12 sheets, 2 of each design. So you get this one, these lemons, some nice florals here and leaves, some more lemons, but more spread out, a bunch of oranges, some spread out oranges. And then the back is really beautiful, really screams Mediterranean. You've got some beautiful sort of tile images. And these blues are all Night of Navy, Misty Moonlight, I believe, Balmy Blue, I think, is in here, and Boho Blue. So very, very beautiful sort of tiled mosaic feeling like you might see in Italy somewhere. So very beautiful palette. Okay, so back to our card. We're going to recreate this, but maybe I think we're going to make it with some lemons instead of oranges today, just to switch it up. All right, so hopefully I have my measurements right. So you're going to start with a piece of regular base, 8.5 by 5.5, and I will post these on the post. So I'm starting with Night of Navy. Okay, so I'm going to fold that in half, or if you want to score it and fold it, you can do that. So let's start with this as our base. Okay, so now because we need this angle piece cut from our base, what we're going to do is we're going to cut it from the fold corner to the bottom right corner, cutting at a diagonal. So I'm just going to bring in my paper trimmer here. So you're going to open it up at the fold. You're going to line up your fold mark in the track and the bottom corner here of your cardstock in the track. I hope you can see that. Maybe I'll just move this up a little bit. So your bottom corner in the track and your fold in the track. Okay. So I'm going to start and just slice this piece off, and that is going to create your fold. All right. So now we need to add some designer series paper. So you'll see some is here in the back and some is on this fold that we just cut. So to do that, I've cut a piece of that designer paper at 5 1/4 by 4. And so you're just going to envision it on your card front. Okay, so basically we also want to cut from the top left to the bottom right. Okay, so again, we're going to line this up, top left, bottom right corner. Just put those two in the track of your paper trimmer. Oh, make sure this is even. Have a little grip on it so it doesn't shift. Okay, so I'm going to cut up and down, and that will give you your angle. And I think that's all the cutting we have to do. All right, so now we can attach these. So this is what the paper looked like before we cut it. Okay, so we want to kind of continue this pattern so it stays together. So first off, we are going to put this piece on our cut flap. And what we're going to do is we're going to align the edges here right up against each other. And you're still going to have a teeny bit of a border around the side and the bottom. So you can use whatever adhesive you like. I know a lot of people love the Tombow, which is great for this too, because it gives you a little bit of wiggle room. So, too many shadows here in the light, I'm sorry. Okay, so we're just going to line this up right along the edge here, as close as you can. Doesn't have to be perfect. And just butt those edges right up like this. Okay, sorry, that was off camera, I apologize. So that is going to give you your outside flap. Now we want to attach this on the inside flap. So in order to get those designs lined up, you're just going to sort of push this right together to see. See how they all kind of line up like that? So you're going to put some adhesive on the back, again, Tombow or whatever you like. And you're going to keep this flat, our flap, and you're going to just position this so that mosaic tile lines up. Now you're not going to go over top, you're just going to butt it right against it to keep that pattern intact and just give it a press. So now when you open it, it opens like this, and when it's closed, it looks like a card front all by itself. You don't even really see that there's a flap there. Cool. Okay, so now we have to work on this inside flap here. Okay, so we have cut a piece of Night of Navy again, and this is 8 1/2 by 3, scored at 4 1/4. And then I have 2 pieces of basic white. These are cut at 4 by 2 3/4, both of them. So one is going to go on the outside and one is going to go on the inside. Okay. All right. So let's do our outside flap here with the white. Now you could always add on the inside piece a little bit of designer paper along the edge or the bottom if you wanted to, just to jazz it up a little bit. I'm just going to leave it plain for today. But you could use a strip of that matching designer paper and just make a little border here. It would still give you enough space to write your greeting. All right, so we have this. So now we want to put this inside the base, on the inside. Okay, so it's going to fold up like this. So again, just put whatever adhesive you like on the back, making sure that white panel is facing up and that your card is opening the right way. And we're just going to center this in the base. sort of I'm just eyeballing it. So something like this. And then when you open up the flaps, there you go. That's how you get your fun fold. Isn't that neat? Something really different. All right, so now we want to add our fruit on the front. Now this particular one is the oranges, and there is one of the dies coordinates perfectly with the oranges. So I cut this out with the dies. This one, I'm going to use lemons, but I didn't find that the dies cut out the lemons, so I did fussy cut this, which was pretty quick. And I'm going to stamp a little greeting down here. So from the stamp set, I chose just hello. And I'm going to stamp that in Night of Navy. Oh, sorry about that. I'm just going to stamp that in Night of Navy. Now, you could have done this before you put this on your flap, but it's just there. Oops, I got a bit of a halo there. Sorry about that. Yeah, so that will be our greeting. And then I'm going to just layer our lemons on top here. And I'm just, of course, going to put those on with some dimensionals. So you see how quickly this comes together. Once you have that designer series paper, you know, in your images, your fruit images, it's really quite quick. All right, so I've got that. Now let's put our lemons right about here. Now you want to try to not get your leaves above this crease here, because if you do, your flap is not going to open quite properly. This will get caught here. So I kind of ran into that a little bit with my sample, and then I repositioned it. This one initially was sort of hanging over the edge, and then my flap wouldn't open quite right. So I repositioned it so this leaf is just below the crease. So then it's no problem opening that flap nice and even. Okay, so there's our lemons, and then we are going to add a little bit of linen thread just to the stem of these lemons here. Give it a little bit of a rustic look. I love our linen thread, but sometimes I find just one single strand looks a little bit lost, so I sometimes make a double bow out of them, and I kind of like the look of that a little bit better. Okay, and then to finish it off, we are going to use some of these Opal Rounds assortments. So you've got some different two different sizes in 3 different colors. So I'm just going to add a couple here. Maybe I'll try to cover up this halo a little bit. Doesn't really work, but oh well. Okay, so as many as you like. You can just put 2 on. You don't have to put any on if you don't want to. But let's just add a couple here just to give it a little bit of interest. And there you go. There's your fun fold with our Mediterranean Blooms Designer Series paper. Awesome. I love how that turned out. And I love this tile look in the back. That just speaks Mediterranean to me right there. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that video today and that project. Like I said, it comes together pretty quick, and you could do this with any sort of designer series paper or images that you can cut out, fussy cut, or whatever stamp. You could even just stamp them. We definitely have the images here to stamp in the front, and then you can use your blends just to fill those in and color them whatever you like. So that's a nice alternative, but I wanted to show you sort of a quick way to use this suite to make a fun fold card. All right, everyone, I hope you have a wonderful week. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.